me, then I'll go. Thought that I...
Welcome back to the channel, Grand Colombia. Welcome to Coffee Time Live here in Armenia, Colombia. And today we have our special guest,
Hi everyone.
Alejandra. Alejandra. Like that?
That's me.
Yeah. Let's see. Rob, good morning from Fort Lauderdale. Good morning. Bill, buen dia, Senor Loren. Members only is off and I can chat again. Yes, I found it. It was a new feature and apparently it defaulted to off. I had no idea. So I found it pretty quickly and unchecked it. Chad, we'll see you
Hey Chad.
on the 7th of September. Mike, good morning, Mike, and fellow coffee timers. Yuka, greetings from Helsinki every week. And Mike, sound good, audio good. Alejandra tends to do that. I don't know, she's kind of a anchor around my neck. The second microphone I'm having a little problems with. I still don't have it set up, so we're, it's like, it's the excuse I made so that we can.
You want me behind you.
Yeah, get behind me. But the camera 2 is, let's take a look at the weather. There's live, and yeah, I know it's a little sparkly and it's not quite in focus. I just thought of this at the last moment, threw it in the window. So, and I see the color corrections on, so the blue sky is a little bluer and the green trees are a little greener, I think. But that's the weather for today in Armenia.
But it was raining early.
Was it?
It was raining. That way I have my umbrella.
I didn't notice.
Yeah.
When it was still dark?
Not that much.
6:30?
Maybe.
Dennis, good morning. Okay, so we've been sitting here for the last hour half hour, trying to decide what we're going to talk about. Just quickly, almost nothing happened with me. I was out of commission all week. My eyes a little bloodshot. I've got symptoms like hay fever, but I haven't had, I've had allergies in the US all the time, but since I've come to South America, I haven't had any. But this week I was not feeling very well and my eyes are real itchy, and so who knows. And what did you do this week?
Not that much really.
Yeah, pizzas.
To be honest, it was working better in Bogota than here.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
it's a struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, I will figure out some way to make it work here.
And she bought a cart, and they built the cart, and they sent her a picture of it. But then what did they do?
They sent it for someone else.
they built her the cart. She gave them money. They built her the cart, and they sold it. Somebody came in and says, "I want to buy that right now," and so they sold it to them. And when did they say this new cart?
With Wednesday, Tuesday is coming. But okay, I have no problem for that, because I was thinking, okay, where I'm going to save the car, I have to pay the garage, I have to find any place to put it. So I still don't have any place. So it was okay for me if someone will take it.
Yeah, she's got to have a locale or something like that to store it in. And it's got to be close enough so that she can kind of push it to where she's going to be. And yeah, so, but you might have something, right?
Yeah. Natalie, I told you, Natalie offered me her.
Yeah, but you didn't tell them.
Huh?
You told me, but you didn't tell them.
Natalie offered me her garage,
Uh-huh.
so I can save the car there and put the car close to. It's like one block close to the building. So I will try there. Maybe it's working there.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you're starting new something. It's a struggle. It takes time.
Yeah, yeah, but it was more easy in Bogota, really.
Yeah, but it was different circumstances. Um, you can't compare a year and a half ago to today. I think if you tried here a year and a half ago, it would have been a lot easier. It's very different now. People have been worn down, and they keep losing money. And, although we're now open, but it's going to take a long
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
to recover.
And yeah, the government is now helping me a lot. I was in the major office asking if I can take a legal place in the street.
Mhm.
And they say, okay, you can do it, but only in the south. You can put any in the north, no in the downtown. So, oh man,
Yeah.
south.
So you're going to take 3 hours to push it down to the south, and then 3 hours. And then when you're in the south, it's like nobody has any money anyway.
Or maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But you have to keep in.
Well, I'm telling you, you just give the police like a pizza once in a while, and you're good. John, good morning. Is it true eggs become very expensive? Yeah. Eggs have gotten more expensive. They were, well, in the store, a dozen eggs was 4,000,
Man,
and now they're over 6,000.
it's very expensive now.
Yeah.
I was bought it before in 8,000, and now it's like 40, 14.
Well, that's the big.
No, the same.
No, that's the 24 egg.
No, the 30. It comes
30, whatever. I'm talking about a dozen eggs. So a dozen eggs was 4,000, now it's 6,000. And if you buy the flat, which I'm pretty sure is 24 eggs, I've bought them before. It's 2 dozen. That's how much? 15,000 now?
It's a lot.
12,000, something like that. Yeah, it's not good. It's
I think this is the new price right now.
yeah. Yeah, and gasoline is still okay, but you're starting to see some things go up, and eggs is one of them. Bread is gone up a little bit. Restaurants is still about the same. That really hasn't changed, but I don't know. We'll see. I know in the United States you're getting slammed. It's crazy some of the prices I'm seeing there.
I remember I went to the bakery. I was happy because I was going to buy 2,000 of bread. And I remember in Bogota, they give me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And here was like only 4. It was, what the fuck is this? What is my bread?
Yeah, but again, it's different now. It's changed. You can't go back to Bogota and buy it. You're going to see that it's going to be more. Let's see. Hello from London. Howdy. I'm looking into chicken farms in September. Good idea. Protesters did wrong. The results reflect. No, that really had nothing to do with the protesting. It's just the residual effects of the lockdowns that took place last year. All the things that have gone on. The keeping tourists out of Quindío, which is the number one product in this area is tourists mostly from Colombia, but outsiders also. When you shut that down, you turn off the spigot of money, and it's with let's say you owned a chicken farm a year and a half ago, and all of a sudden your sales you disappear, and you lose chickens, and you sell them off for the meat or whatever. It's hard to recover. It's hard to come back from a disruption, and it takes time when things are disrupted to return to normal, and that's why the prices are going up. It's really had nothing to do with a week and a half of protests. Rob, speaking of gas prices, have you had a reason? You still drunk? Speaking of gas prices, have you had a reason to use the car much lately? No, I was in all week. I just wasn't feeling very well. Nothing really happened this week. There was no reason to get out, so took anonymous. Look, right there. Anonymous, $5. Thank you, I appreciate it. There was nothing going on to go out for, so I just chilled in the house. I watched a couple movies. I watched the Suicide Squad. It's in the theaters now. I watched it on my TV. Not very good, kind of stupid, but I watched it.
I'm going to see it.
I know you want to see it. Well, you should have come over. In all seriousness, lockdowns and protests have created artificial supply chain issues on a global scale. It's going to take hands off the market for things to settle. It's very true, except they're putting more hands on. And it's just getting worse because, for example, in Ecuador, and we talk about Ecuador also, they are quickly instituting vaccination passports. And I saw a thing today. I found it really disturbing. Look, I'm not anti-vax. I don't care what people do or they don't do. And I've got the antibodies, so I'm really not worried about it. I'm just kind of sitting back. But it wouldn't faze me. It's not really a vaccination. And I understand that. It's not a vaccine. But that aside, it seems to be relatively effective. But Hdchillin, thank you. I appreciate that. But this idea of it began with a mask where you had the mask police. If you got people that are anti-mask, and I guess I probably fall into that category because there's no actual scientific reason to wear the mask, particularly the way they're being worn. So it's just it's theater, it's silly. But so you had two camps, and they wanted to feud. Well, I didn't feud with people. I could care less what people are doing. But now you have but you had the mask police who would go up and confront people. You are not wearing your mask, and well, now you have it with vaccines. And I saw this Facebook post that said, okay, so if you have friends that are not wearing a mask or are not getting vaccinated, you can defriend them. But what about if you go to a restaurant? What are you going to do about that? Would you still go to that restaurant? I'm paraphrasing. It was something like that. And I was shocked at all the people that were putting, yeah, there's no way I'd go. And, it was like piling on. Yeah, we'll report them. And it's, it was like, Soviet Russia. It's like rat people out, turn on them. I mean, if you're vaccinated, why do you care? What is it to you? What if they're the ones at risk? Why do you care? And so now they've got this. You can't leave, exit or enter Ecuador if you're not vaccinated. I don't know why exit would be a problem. You can't go to stores. There's all kinds of reasons. I had a friend message me a few days ago saying she got her vaccination in, she's living in Guayaquil, and she did it so that she can be around people. So it's sad and it's ugly. Fortunately, we don't have anything like that here, but who knows? I mean, the U.S. is already saying that they're going to institute you cannot go into the U.S. unless you have a vaccine passport, and they come up with all kinds of reasons to rationalize it. You know what? I'm going to do a private live video on that topic. And the only reason I even talk about it here is because it impacts us here in Colombia, Ecuador. You, if you're wanting to come here, it has impact. And so, to some extent, it should be talked about. The gas here in Northeast Washington has gone from $2 a gallon to $3.60 since the first of the year. Yeah, well, it's not done, sadly. Oh, that's for you.
It's a, I don't know. Yeah, they say. But I don't know in English. But it's only this.
Yeah,
Because,
I told you it's cute.
thank you.
This is all part of a globalist agenda. Yeah, I don't know. You know, my big picture is here. That's my big picture. You know, I can't really see much beyond that. Vaccinated people care about those who are vaxxed because the WHO propaganda told them to, or the CDC or whoever. What do we got here? I read there's a mass resignation of doctors in a hospital in Clarka. Is that a local concern only, or are there issues spreading to other healthcare facilities? Yeah, that it's true. 15 out of 18 doctors at the emergency department resigned, but it's reasons beyond what's going on, and so it's kind of misleading. Just by the way, everybody says, well, how are you in Armenia with COVID and stuff? Right now, the occupancy of the emergency at the hospital that takes in all of the cases, that was taking them in from Cali because they had space months ago, it's 30% occupancy, which is normally it runs about 50%. I mean, normally with or without COVID, it's about 50%. So it's actually, getting near the all-time low. There's this idea that you have Delta variant, some Colombian variant, and all that. That's, creating, mega death. It's just not reality. Wish I could donate without creating a PayPal account. Yeah, I actually had to open a PayPal account. However, you don't have to open a PayPal account. You can do it without creating a PayPal account by using your credit or debit card. You just bypass the PayPal account thing. It's like anything else that has PayPal that you go to purchase, for example. Yeah, it's going to ask you that, but if you look, there'll be a link there, and you can just bypass it and go right to the card. It won't let me. Well, I can't really show you now, but you definitely can. Yeah, I see. HD. Where is the best location in Bogota for small local restaurants?
In the downtown, La Candelaria, it's called.
Candelaria?
Yeah, because it's the most popular place in Bogota.
Mm-hmm. That's where I stayed last time I was in Bogota. It's near the U.S. Embassy.
But it is in the Avenida El Dorado, close to the airport.
Yeah.
But there are many. There is also in Usaquén, is because Usaquén is the business place. There are many like companies you can put there, but in downtown is also a good place to
Yeah.
have one.
Yeah, they're everywhere. Bogota is a huge city, and it has actually a lot of areas have some really nice restaurants. And I will say that the bigger the city gets, the higher quality restaurants you can find. It doesn't mean all the restaurants are higher quality, but you can find a higher quality restaurant in a larger city for the most part. When you're talking about high level restaurants here in Armenia, we probably have 6 or 7. And if you go to Bogota, you have hundreds. If you go to New York City, you have hundreds of that higher level. And Medellin, it's the same way. So what is it, 10 million people in Bogota, something like that? It's you know,
I don't, now
You-
it's more.
it's more. I don't know. As of yesterday, Travis County, Austin was at 75% ICU. I'm rather computer savvy. Remember, I'm in Canada and maybe going through different servers. Yeah, I don't know. I actually tried it myself to see, and it took me to a path. So I don't know what to say. However, don't forget that GrandColumbia.live, there's a location there. That's where people go for memberships. It's where they go for Skype calls. Plus, there's a link that's just fill in whatever amount. So there's always ways to support the channel. I just use your link. Can't tell if donation went through. First time using that link. Well, this is probably you, anonymous $10, because it went through. So I thank you for that. What do we have here? What are the odds of finding size 12 shoes in Armenia?
12?
Yeah, U.S. size,
I don't
12,
know.
like that.
Bigger.
They're like clown shoes.
Yeah, but you.
I think he's just
you don't
bragging.
found- Normally, people when hard, so
Yeah.
they are going to fabrica, someone who make it because you can found already because no one here have this kind of
Okay. All right. So let me give my answer on that. Yes, you can find them. Are you going to walk into the shoe store in Central and Armenia and find it on the shelf? Probably not. But there's people in Colombia, unlike Ecuador, where everybody's kind of tiny. Colombia, they come from 6'5" to 4 nothing. You have regular sized people in Colombia, but size 12 isn't going to be called for much, so it wouldn't make sense to stock it. But they can get it, they can order it. You can go on Mercado Libre and you can order over the internet. Of course, you want to size it, or it's not very expensive, like you're saying, to just have them make it. Make it to your design, and it'll cost you less than buying shoes off the shelf in the United States. Where you buy good clothes and high quality shoes, I don't. I just have, this Robert sent me, but I have 32 black t-shirts plus this one, and I've got 4 black denim jeans, and I brought those all with me 6 years ago. And when I buy new clothes, it's going to be black t-shirts and black jeans because I don't have to decide what I'm going to wear today. It's
Yeah, so the same.
now people that don't know me very well, but they see me again and again, they wonder if I ever wash my clothes. That poor man, he only has one shirt, one pants, but that's okay. Let them, they should think I'm poor because I'm pretty poor. Like I have no money right now,
No,
right?
that's true.
So I finally made it down here to Sabaneta. I absolutely love it. Yeah, it's a nice area. If you I would say if you like the city, it's kind of detached a little bit from the city, but it's nice. One of these days I'll make it out there to do a video. Maybe. I thought size doesn't matter. Ha 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 ha. Big shoes on Amazon, no problem. Yeah, you can order from Amazon. It's hit and miss. Sometimes, you get hit with fees, sometimes you don't. William, 25. Thank you. Use this to buy a pizza. I could buy a handful of pizzas. So, cool. I have to buy pizzas from you. I'll buy them for the guards again.
I promise you I'm going to damage your one.
Let's see. What's this? 12 is size 45 to 46 in European. They use both.
The biggest I know here is 42, 43. And that's a lot.
Do you look at men's shoes a lot?
No. I have a girl friend. She's tall and she has to fabrica.
She
Someone,
has feet that big?
yes.
Ooh.
So she
bet
must
she's
go to the fabrica
Yeah.
to make it because she don't found in any place her size.
I bet she's a good swimmer.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's got those. Got flippers. Where was it?
Emeralds.
Would emeralds, you want to do that?
Okay.
Would emeralds be cheaper in Colombia? Cheaper than what? Gold used to be really cheap to buy in Colombia, and now it's just gold price, and emeralds probably similar. But I haven't bought it in a while, so I don't know. Enjoy the park. Go to Rob next. I was with you when you bought the hat. I sent you the shirt. Just to be clear, I'm not associated in any way with your underwear.
Wait a minute, I'm losing.
Yeah, you're slow. I'm going to have to take that back. I said go to Rob. So, what makes you think I'm wearing any underwear? You didn't buy me any, so I don't have any to wear. Okay, park is fantastic. Thanks for asking. And Amazon, where is it? Amazon, Bezos, part of the destruction of Western society. I bought something off Amazon 8 years ago. It stopped when I started paying attention. Hdchillin, information.
Here?
Yep. Information or opinions on Barranquilla, which is the fourth largest Colombian city. It's on my list to visit. It's where Shakira is from.
Barranquilla.
You ever been there?
No.
No?
Wait, yes.
Yeah? So
Wait.
talk about it.
Yes. I love it. But it's too much hot for
It
me.
is very hot. Yeah.
Very hot, but I really love it. It was one of my favorite places.
What did you like about it?
I went to it was a new avenue they was making. So I like it because I was making longboard there. And the end of that street is in front of the Magdalena Lake. It's pretty big, you know?
Mm-hmm. I've never been, but I know about it. Yeah, I was studying it
I really
because
love
when I was making my priority of where I'm going next, it's not high on my list, but it's kind of sixth. I think it's sixth or seventh down. Okay, what's next? I'm a size 14. I wouldn't even dream of shoe shopping here. Well, again, you can have one made. You can have it made for you, and you can order them in. It's not that they don't exist here. In Ecuador, they don't exist. It's a real problem. But here, they do exist. It's just you're not gonna. Well, I shouldn't even say you're not going to. You might, but it's not likely that you're going to find them on the shelf. Let's take a look again. Not much happening out there. It's pretty quiet. Cut your toes off. Try again. Hello, group. Alfredo, how you doing? Cut your toes off. Very large city. Yeah, I think even in Bogota, it's you may find in a very populous, a high end area. If you find a boutique, expensive shoe store, you might go in and find those sizes. You know, they're catering to rich people, just because they've got a population that would support that. But a place like Armenia, no. I mean, you're probably size 10, 11 is, I've seen those here, but I think when you get to 12 and up, it's probably going to be a special order. But even then, you could ask the store, order me up a couple, and they can do that. But again, just have them made. I mean, what's better than handmade shoes? Just don't pay until you get them and try them on and you're happy with them. Because if you pay ahead and you get it and they're not comfortable, they don't fit right or whatever, too bad. You bought it. It's just it's a cultural thing here that's very annoying, but you just have to be aware of it.
Let me see
How could you
what
walk
I'm
with
doing.
no toes? I'll be there in September. Hdchillin. Oh, you're going to be in Medellin. Yeah.
Hola, muy bien, muchas gracias. ¿Y tú? ¿Qué más, Alfredo? ¿Desde dónde nos ves?
Okay, what do we got down there? Yeah. Saludos from Javier.
Switzerland. I love Switzerland. I miss Switzerland.
That's where your ex is from. Use your ex, right?
Dime.
Your ex is from Switzerland.
Yes, he's from
Is he X or XX?
X.
Yeah,
What is XX?
I don't know. It's especially bad. How is everything in Armenia? Getting better. Armenia's good. I mean, I'm not a nightlife person. When I've done a couple videos pointing out some of it, I went out of my way to do that. I'm a daytime person, and basically it's just normal. I mean, it's
Yeah, but the last day is very hot.
yeah, we've had a couple hot days, yeah.
Man,
But
it's too
here
much.
in this week, I spent every day in my apartment, every day, and it's never hot in my apartment. So what else?
Business for politics.
Yeah, that's like
About.
yeah, that one. Very nice to see you again, my friend. Your guest looks very nice. Yes, isn't she pretty?
Today
She's got the bangs working.
I took a shower today. That's why
You did or didn't?
I did.
Yeah, and look at her gorgeous eyes. Look at that, those almond-shaped eyes. And something else, you're probably seeing it. Her skin looks amazing on camera. Look at that. Just
My
beautiful.
skin?
Yeah, beautiful
But
skin.
I look.
Now, in person, she's like a gargoyle. But on the camera, it's just, woo!
Thank you.
Okay, Tommy. What do we got, Tommy?
¿Dónde estoy? Ah, here.
Yeah. They have a very nice riverfront area that is new, a lot of restaurants and activities, traveling with people or solo. Well, that's one of the side conversations happening. Yeah. Good morning from West Palm Bay, Florida. How are we doing in Armenia? Doing well. I'm feeling a lot better today. I'll probably actually go out this afternoon or tomorrow. I'm still waiting for my debit card. They sent it to me FedEx, and I'm expecting it in the Monday or Tuesday. Can't wait. It sucks having no money in your pocket. That's another reason I stayed in. I had a number of excuses to just not go anywhere this week. Yeah, it was okay, but I'm starting to get a little cabin fever. Hot days in Armenia are not normal.
¿Dónde?
Uh, Yeah,
This
it's.
thing that doesn't let me see what I'm doing. Sorry.
Don't panic. We're here. You get them occasionally, but mostly if you can avoid being out from 2 to 4 on days where it's hot. But even then, hot days actually only get to about 82 degrees. So on the thermometer, it doesn't seem hot. What makes it bad is because, down here near the equator, you get the sun, just kind of the ultraviolet rays. It'll burn the skin off your body. So it might only be 82 degrees, but it's as painful as if you were in Phoenix, Arizona on a 104 day. So you just kind of avoid but that's everywhere. I mean, people talk about Cuenca. Well, it's average of 60. Yeah, but you get your 80-degree day in Cuenca and it's exactly the same. When I first got into wearing the hats for the video, it's because I actually got sick from sun exposure visiting Vilcabamba the first time. And I bought a hat. I don't even wear hats, but I was that desperate. And then what do I do with it? Well, I wore it for videos. And then when I came here, the Ecuador hat didn't fit. So, it didn't. I'm in Colombia. So I bought a Colombian hat. Typical Colombian. Huh? I saw San Hombre, try again. Amazon. Which hotel do you recommend? Okay, that one. Which hotel do you recommend in downtown Armenia? Do you want to stay in downtown Armenia? It changes, and it also depends on what you're looking for. Robert stayed in a real nice one. It was a little pricey. Robert, if you're still here, can you type in the name of what that one was? I don't recall. I'd have to look it up. But it depends. It depends on, are you looking for price? Are you looking for, certain amenities? If you write to me, send me a message and tell me what it is you're looking for in particular. And if you're sure that you want it to be downtown, like next to La Catorce or something like that, then I'll give you a couple recommendations. I've stayed at a few down there. If I had to do it again, when I did have to do it again, I got away from downtown, moved up north a little bit. But my face is about as red as a tomato after Alejandra and I walked around for a day. Sun gets hot after a while.
Yes. But that day
That was so mean.
wasn't so hot as the last
Yeah.
day here. It was
Well, it has to do with the sun itself, but that was so mean. He takes her out and makes her walk everywhere, and she came here and she was sick and dehydrated and she could hardly move, and
he was excited to see
he
everywhere.
he wanted to see everywhere because he was here and it was exciting and he had his adrenaline going, and he about killed her. Laura, did you see my channel? I have lots of old pictures from Kandil, Armenia, and all the towns. No, I didn't. But send me a link. If you can email it to me, I'll take a look. I agree, no more politics, but don't mention Amazon. Well, maybe we're talking about the river. I'll try. Alejandra kept up. Yeah, well, of course she's going to keep up. You can't,
What is keep up?
you could stay with him. You didn't fall behind.
Entendí.
Yeah, I know. She's not going to quit. She's not going to give up. But I'm going to compare you to a mule. Farmer, you can have a mule and you can be out there plowing the field, and that mule's about ready to fall over with a heart attack, but it'll just keep going and going and going as long as you require it to go until it falls over dead.
No entiendo.
I just called you a mule.
A mule? I don't know. What is that?
Burro.
Burro?
Yeah. My channel is Armenia for you. Okay. I'll try to remember that. It'd be better if you sent me a link, because I'll forget. Is Alejandra working as a tour guide? Yes, she is.
Yes, am I? But only when the tourists are coming.
Yeah, it's been really slow lately. This fall, there's quite a few people that'll be coming, but between now and then, not too much. You didn't fall behind. Nope. All right. What else we got? We have any other questions? All right. We'll go back outside again. Yeah, this is live. You can see there's a taxi running on that street back there. I kind of like those colors. It's pretty nice, actually. Mountains in the background. There's that new building they've been putting up. That's for you.
I'm drinking juice. Juice?
Mora.
Mora.
How do we get in touch with Alejandra? You contact me and I'll arrange it for you. You're talking about tour guide. Just moved to Colombia, loving it. Where did you move? Where are you living?
Welcome. Have you enjoyed it?
Been here for 6 weeks. Still no entry requirements for.
COVID test?
Yeah, nope. No requirements. Let's see. Got your ticket right behind you.
Oh, yes, La Quinta Porra. It's a good one. It's in the Avenida. Avenida Bolívar.
Yeah. Up.
No, down. In the downtown.
Yeah.
Closed.
Yeah, that's where he stayed there. Do you remember how much it was? It's probably more now. That's something price has been going up on also. Plus, because Chad canceled, because he sold his house and he has to stay for closing, he was going to be here in August. Instead, he's coming in September. So from now until September 7th, that apartment that I showed the advertisement for is still available. As a matter of fact, let me see if I could show that again, because it's a great price. All right, I think this is it.
It's in a good location.
Yeah, that's it. All right. There you go. So, yeah, so that's available. Almost moved to Armenia. Where is it? Where are we here? There's a lot of nightclubs, dancing. Oh, we're back to Medellin because of the restrictions. Yep. Left Florida.
Yes.
Almost moved to Armenia, but school was too far for our son. What school? I'm not following you. I mean, there's schools
Everywhere.
everywhere. Yeah. Quinta. Is it? Has air conditioning. It's like $45 US. I love the location. Yeah, it was a very, very nice place. And he got hit on by the lady desk clerk. Ask him out for coffee or something. We just toured a couple homes in Pereira. We finally found something we like, and we'll be moving in 3 weeks. I keep telling you guys, there's a place for everybody. There's no way I would live in Pereira ever again, but that doesn't mean it's not a good place for people who want to live in a place like that. Can't wait. Love experience in new Colombian cities. Building management is showing me some available units for purchase. They're a little pricey there. You might want to check this building. These are going for a pretty good price. Like my place, I could buy it for under 55,000 right now. Bilingual schools are better in Pereira, I think. Well, that's true. On the other hand, well, part of that depends on how old your kid is, but kids tend to do better in single language schools. And so if you're moving here to live here, they'll learn the language hella quick. If you have them in a single language school, it's an understandable thing to think, well, they're going to fall behind if they don't have bilingual. But the stats don't actually prove that out. Kids adjust really quick, they learn fast, and in the long run, and I don't mean long run like years later, I mean within the same school year, they tend to do much better. It's actually a little confusing to put them in a school that's bilingual. But you probably did your own research and whatever. That's just my 2 cents. Okay, I've hit the minimum price for residency, which is 320 million, I believe. I have to hit, yeah, but it doesn't have to all be in one place. We'll talk about that. Got your ticket, enjoy. What's the bottom one? Down. Yeah, that's for you.
Run for you?
No, answer it.
Yeah, he say, bla, 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 puede escribir, por favor, Armenia. Bla, bla, bla. I will do it. Lo haré.
Yeah.
No problem.
Okay, do the next one.
Es que no veo.
Okay, your visa renewals. I want to take a break. My throat. Okay, your visa renewal is coming up. How long do you think the process will take? Any delays? I don't know. I'll let you guys know. It's coming up. I think I have to send them my stuff on the 30th of this month. I'm ready. Got everything set. There's not that much to do. It won't take long for them to do it, but I don't know what the delays. I mean, it's hit and miss. They told me before to do it 30 days ahead, and they reinforced that idea a few weeks back when I checked on it. And so I'll do it 30 weeks ahead, and we should be okay. But I'll let you know.
That's about your visa, right?
My visa, yeah.
How is that going?
Well, nothing, and I'll turn it in when the time comes. It's not time yet. By the way, you inspired me to start our own vlog. Keep putting up content for motivation. Stay cool, like old school. Old school. Well, it's good that you're doing it. Send me an email. Tell me what where it's located. I started out just by posting some pictures up, and then I was writing. I had a blog that sometimes I get in the mood to write, and so I was writing up a storm for a better part of a year, and then I fall out of the mood, and I quit writing. And then at some point, I just started posting up video clips, and then I started doing videos. And I've explained before, I got into doing the videos because of a couple people that I ran into within a week that had gotten bad information online and had really kind of screwed up their life. And they put them in a very bad situation. So I decided to do some videos to put into context some of the stuff that they were saying about, in particular, Cuenca, Ecuador. Great place to live, better place to visit. It's absolutely beautiful. There's a lot of things about it now that are better than at the time, but it's still in a country with a draconian government that you just can't rely on. It's just not very stable. I mean, for example, in Cuenca, they decided to put in more bike lanes. Now, the history in Cuenca is they've built some very beautiful bike lanes, but they're almost never used because it rains there so much. People don't ride bikes that much. But they decided to drop, I don't know, millions of dollars into constructing these bike lanes that have these stainless railing guards, and it's overkill. A lot of people in Cuenca are pretty upset because here they are, struggling with the budget that they have, particularly after, coming through COVID. There's still a lot of things that they're having to deal with, and they're putting money in bike lanes that historically they haven't been used anyway. And you get that. The Tranvia was a good example. Yeah, Tranvia is cool. It's beautiful. It was built for tourists. The people in Cuenca that are actually paying the bill never wanted it. They just wanted the buses improved because the buses were horrible. They're great big behemoths that blow out all kinds of black smoke. And, they wanted something, maybe hybrid buses, things like that. It would have been way cheaper, but, the government forced the Tranvia on them. It took several years longer than it was supposed to. Endless places went out of business because of the roads being tied up. Customers couldn't get to them. I mean, it's just how it operates there. And so, it's like somebody should talk about some of these issues. And that's how I got into doing the videos. I didn't slam Cuenca, but I just put in perspective. I don't think any place, well, except Cali, should be slammed, or maybe Pareda, but and Cuenca's a great place. I enjoyed my time there, but it doesn't do anybody any good to have false information, and so that was my motivation. Okay, any update on the Colombian variant of the virus slowly spreading in Florida, but it's much, much less than Delta? Honestly, I have no idea what they're talking about. We haven't had any kind of new variant. I saw in the U.S. they're saying, "Oh, the Colombian is spreading through Florida," and it's like, what do you mean the Colombian variant? Why are you calling it the Colombian variant? But then they had the Delta virus that came from the U.S. here. They got the guy in Cali and put him in quarantine, but that spread because you can't stop viruses, and I don't know. It's all the same thing. And I don't know why people are panicking over, change the name a little bit, because always keep in mind that the COVID virus is essentially the common cold. It's the common cold virus, and it's just variations of the common cold virus, which baffles me because nobody could ever cure the common cold, and all of a sudden we have all these vaccines for it. Anyway, how can I win more followers like you? Give me one tip, please. I can't give you any tips because I've been doing it for almost 6 years and I have hardly any followers. I think I've got 3,600. I don't worry about that. I don't focus on it. You're not going to make money off of YouTube anyway. So I don't know. Just, do what you do. And if it's any good, it'll catch on. What's good about mine is my information is good. I actually do some background research about things that I talk about or things that I've actually experienced. And so, my information's good. That's what I have going for me. We sold everything in Miami and moved to Colombia. It's all your fault. Who? It's her fault. Yeah.
I'm new here.
I heard that 10% of admissions in Miami hospital are the Colombian variant, but I haven't heard it anywhere else. Delta seems to be I don't know. It's all COVID. COVID's real. COVID exists. I had it. I know that. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm convinced it's real. Because what I had wasn't the flu, even though it was very similar. There's always going to be a new variant. Exactly. That's exactly right. So, and what did they say when the vaccines first came out? I remember when they were first announcing it, said, yeah, but what happens when they have the variations like with the flu? And they said, because this isn't an actual vaccine, it's a mRNA or whatever, I might have them. Because it's a different type, it will address any variations that come up. It's not a specific vaccine for a specific virus. It's for that entire family, and it will come up. But it seems like, they say things and then people forget it. This is, I think there's a lot of things happening that are being played for effect. And because of that, people don't believe the information. I believe COVID's real. I believe what I had was unique. I'd never had it before. And, I think that's real. But you have so much bad information coming out by so-called experts, and other experts are muzzled. So people, they lose faith, and they wonder why, they're worried about, getting vaccinated or things like that. They're creating, it's kind of crazy. Are buses traveling between cities like normal? Yes, they are. Things in Colombia are basically pretty normal, but it's still face mask country. My friend in Chile was vaccinated months ago, was in the hospital this week with COVID. People pay attention, we're being played. They've come out and admitted that if you can get vaccinated and you can still catch COVID. So which is it? And if that's the case, then why are they pushing? If the vaccine isn't preventing it, then why are they pushing it? And then they came out officially not so long ago saying that ivermectin is a prevention. They were poo-pooing it last year and telling people, no, don't, you're crazy. But then officially they announced about 2 or 3 months ago that, ivermectin, if you take it, it will prevent it. Or if you have it, it'll greatly decrease the effects. So then why aren't we just doing that? You can get that here over the counter. It's dirt cheap here in Colombia. So I don't know. I mean, who knows? Who knows what to believe? It's crazy. Again, we probably shouldn't be talking this much about it, but again, it just comes into play because, what's happening. But I will do a live on my personal channel where we can talk about these things until YouTube turns me off. I think we all have a lot to say about it and be a place to kind of vent that. I'll be doing it probably Monday or Tuesday. Okay. Random. But I have queso and canela water on my mind.
And also jengibre.
Queso and canela
I
water.
don't know queso
Cheese and cinnamon water.
for COVID.
I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. Chad, it is random. Canela water. Does he mean
¿No será agua panela?
yeah.
I mean,
Agua,
yeah,
I think he
panela.
means agua panela.
Huh.
Had some near Buena Vista, was amazing. I think you're talking about agua
It's
panela.
agua panela.
Yeah, it's just sugar water, but it's natural sugar. Agua panela.
Honey.
Yeah, it kind of,
No, y honey
but it's not honey.
sugar cane.
Sugar cane.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did say the PCR test is not valid because it doesn't distinguish between the flu and the COVID, which is exactly why there's been no flu cases anywhere anymore. It's all been COVID. And yeah, they came out, that's an official statement saying that you can't rely on that test. Well, having people, other doctors that were muzzled on various platforms, they were saying that for months. I realize that it's almost treasonous, but Colombian cheese is quite bland. I agree.
What is bland?
No flavor, sin sabor.
Obviously, rico.
Yeah, but
Sorry?
Colombian food is bland in general. It's almost treasonous. Yeah. Yeah, one of their favorite cheeses is mozzarella, but it's mozzarella. It's not, it's the kind that's kind of tasteless. But I think the most popular cheese is the fresh farmer cheese, right?
I always take the same mozzarella. For me, I don't know. For me, it's good.
Yeah, farmer cheese in the U.S. is kind of, it's bland and tasteless. But I agree.
So you don't like the cheese here?
I don't eat Colombian cheese. It's boring for me.
It's boring.
Yeah. I like cheese with bite. I like beer cheese, Limburger cheese, blue cheese, Gorgonzola. Very moldy, sharp. Now, mozzarella, fresh mozzarella has a taste, but most mozzarellas, including here, are just almost flavorless.
Have you even tried queso campesino?
That's what I was trying to say. That's farmer cheese. Yeah.
Farmer cheese.
Yeah.
Queso campesino. That's
Yeah.
good.
Well, yeah, but it's boring.
It's boring. How do you make
There's
it?
no-
Funny cheese.
It has almost no flavor. How does your guest, you, deliver pizza? Taxi, bike? My address is impossible to find.
Keep Castellani. It depends on how far it is. If I can go by walking.
If she takes a taxi, then that's going to cost about what the pizza costs.
Yeah.
The
The meter. So it
Yeah.
doesn't work.
She can't afford a taxi, so she either walks or takes a bike. Yeah.
Cuajada.
Or queso campesino.
Jesus.
Yeah, I agree with you, Catherine.
I
that,
don't like cuajada. It's this one that has no flavor.
yeah, like queso campesino.
Ay, queso campesino es rico.
It's like salty milk. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's I love cheese curds, and they have 10 times the flavor of queso campesino. And people say, I've had people say, well, there's cheese curds don't have much taste. They're not real strong, but Colombian cheeses are, but the taste buds in Colombia are evolving, but historically it's bland, tasteless food. Now, I will say that it's not really the case so much anymore, but 20 years ago, I hated the food here because it had no flavor. Meat was all way overcooked. It was just not good. I think I told you guys once that I was staying in my ex-wife's house. This was back when they were passing me around to different relatives, and she wasn't my wife at the time. It was when I was working here, and I just kind of got adopted. And so I'd spend a couple weeks in one place, a couple weeks in another. So I decided, I'm a pretty good cook, so I decided I would make homemade spaghetti and homemade meatballs and homemade sauce for them. And I went to the store and I bought black pepper. And it was hard to find. The first couple stores didn't have it. And then she took me to a place and they had it. So, and they also had a bottle of hot sauce, which you can find it everywhere now, but back then couldn't. So I come back and I make the spaghetti and the meatballs and the sauce, and I put a little black pepper, not much, just a little. And her mother acted like she was on fire. Oh, it's caliente. Oh! She was dying because black pepper was too hot for her. And you know, when you just put a little salt and pepper in something, you don't really even taste it. It's because she wasn't used to anything except flavorless.
I agree with that. Colombian food is pretty good.
It's pretty good now. I enjoy a lot of the food now, but I'm telling you that because now they use things more than just salt. There was a time when they just didn't use anything, but now they use ranges of different spices, and the food is much better than it used to be. Colombian poutine. Yeah. Let's see. Cheese curds. Born and raised in Wisconsin. Miss the curds. I love cheese curds. Beer and cheese. Beer and cheese, but the cheese, beer cheese. I don't know if you guys ever had beer cheese, but it's about as close to Limburger, and I love Limburger cheese. Yes, Colombians love well-done meat. It's because back in the day, it was for health reasons. You had to overcook the meat to make sure you didn't get sick on the food. 20 years ago, when you went into a supermarket, you'd almost want to vomit because it would stink so bad. The meat department was so disgusting. And, today we go to these places and it's not like that anymore, and they clean constantly. But back in the day, it wasn't like that. And when you got the stuff, I mean, you go in, there'd be flies landing on it. This was in Pereira. And, the flies would kind of leave when they picked the meat up. It was gross. And so you cooked the hell out of it so you didn't die. So there was a practical reason for it. We don't use many spices. What I'm talking about is the people at home are still going to cook the way they cook. But if you go to a restaurant, the food has more flavor now because there's more thought in a lot of places. Now, some of the cheap lunch places, no. But if you go to a lot of restaurants now, there's actually more thought about the quality of the food, and YouTube's a wonderful thing, and the flavor of the food, and they see Food Channel, and they say, oh, I'm going to try that. There's a lot more of that going on. Oh, Groomy. Yeah, well, that's the way it was. It was, and every day it was always the same. It was overcooked. The lunch was overcooked meat. It was sliced green tomatoes, a little salad, rice, a piece of cheese, and agua panela. That was lunch every day. Many Colombian cooks have received overseas experience as well. Yeah, there's that also. You're actually in Cuenca, you're seeing that where a lot of restaurants that 5 years ago I was complaining about, there just weren't any good restaurants. And there's been an explosion for the last 3 years of restaurants in Cuenca. And some were actually very good. I highlighted a few of them before I left. Thai restaurants in Armenia. You know where? I know there is, but maybe it's one or two. I don't know. I don't remember. I've seen it. And there was another restaurant that was something else but had Thai food. But sorry, I don't remember. I think one of them was like a veggie restaurant, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you this: you won't have much option when it comes to that. But if you like Thai food, it's not that hard to make, and all the ingredients are here. So there's that. But yeah, if you're looking for a good pad Thai or something like that, it'll be hard to locate. But it is here. I have seen it, but drawing a blank. Okay, we've gone over an hour. We have any last minute questions? Still here?
Yeah,
Are you awake?
a little.
You look
I
kind
want my coffee. I told you I want a coffee.
Yeah, well, you know,
He don't give me a coffee.
you come late. You
3
come late.
minutes. 3 minutes.
Well, that's 3 minutes.
Blah, blah, blah,
One last look outside. Okay. Still looking kind of the same, isn't it? I mean, the life shifted a little bit. I'll see if I can do this better. It's interesting idea, but like I said, I just kind of threw it in the window. It's not even really in focus, but whoops. Whoops. Whoops.
Don't forget that.
Ah! Where is it? Where is it? Whoop, sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to run my thank you,
Say that.
and then I'll. What did we got? Is the Spanish much different in Colombia and Ecuador? Colombia is with an O, Colo, Colombia, not Colombia. Ecuador, it's different. In Ecuador, well, again, if you're on the coast, they speak fast. If you're in the mountains, they speak slower. And so if you're in the mountains in Ecuador, the Spanish is slower and is maybe a little more clear, but some pronunciations are different. The obvious ones are like Medellin is Medellin, Lama or Jama or Yama. So double L's are silent in Ecuador, where here it's like a soft J sound. So there's differences, but not dramatic differences. I think there's more difference between Mexico and Colombia. Well, actually, there's difference from Mexico and everywhere. Mexico is just different.
But I think different in Spanish. I don't know Ecuador, but Chile, Argentina, and are different. But
They're all different, yeah.
they have different meanings on the same word. So you can use it because maybe it's a
Bad word.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's especially true in Colombia. Colombia loves to take an innocent word and make it a double entendre, sexual or nasty word. Colombia loves to do that. You won't find that in Ecuador. They're too prim and proper. They would no. But in Colombia, it's like I don't know, like a private joke. One reason, in my opinion, that Colombian food is boring compared to Mexican, Peruvian food is because they don't use sauces as much. Well, in Quindío, they use sauces, but yeah, I think that's part of it. But I think most of it is they just don't, it's just the food. And food, you know, it's, if you eat a potato and all it is a boiled potato, it's nothing to write home about. But, you know, somebody can get creative with a potato and turn it into one of the best foods you ever ate. And I think that's different. That and, you know, spices and hot sauce and peppers and, you know, things like that. Thanks, Lauren. I'll give it through your channel. PayPal is too intrusive to me, and I don't want their junk email. Yeah, I had a hard time opening up I swore I'd never have another PayPal account, but if I'm going to run this channel, I didn't really have a choice because YouTube kind of took that away. French fries. Okay, so I want to thank you guys, and I'm going to run my donor list again. I believe it's up to date, and then we'll sign out. If a good question pops up between now and signing out, I'll take time to answer it, and then we'll sign out. So here we go. Okay, no last questions came in, so anything you want to say?
No.
No? You're falling asleep. You look bored.
We're waiting for you guys coming.
Yeah, she's here waiting for you to take you out and show you the sights. Okay, guys, we'll see you next week. Ciao.
Oh.